demon possessions, immortal villains, and a master of disguise. No, this isn't a superhero movie, it's Days of Our Lives. Okay, this one's a no-brainer if you're a super fan of Days, but how can we not mention the endearing way the writers present these characters by giving them some memorable and appropriate nicknames? Let's start with a traditional one. Marlena Evans Black, played by Deidre Hall, is a psychiatrist who goes by the moniker of Doc. And then there's Isabella, the daughter of Marlena and John Black, who's been called Tink, Belle, and Izzy. Debutante Hope Williams, played by Christian Alfonso, first blushed over Rebel Bo Brady, played by Peter Reckell in 1983, and it wasn't long before he dubbed her Fancy Face. Bo's sister Kayla also fell for a bad boy named Steve Patch Johnson. His nickname is a reference to the patch he wore after losing an eye in a fight with Bo. Before Chloe Lane blossomed into a beautiful woman, she was the frumpy ghoul girl kids teased. And of course, the most iconic nickname of all belongs to Stefano the Phoenix DiMera, played by Joseph Mascolo. With more than 14,000 episodes under its daytime Emmy-winning belt, it makes sense that Days of Our Lives has seen a lot of actors come and go over the years. One of the biggest names to come from the show is Jensen Ackles, known for his role in Supernatural. Ackles had a 3-year stint playing Eric Brady from 1997 to 2000. During Ackles' time on the show, singer-songwriter Leanne Rimes appeared as a teenage runaway named Madison, and rumors swirled that the two were dating in real life. Pretty Little Liars star Ashley Benson played Jack and Jennifer Devereaux's daughter, Abigail, from 2004 to 2007. Working on the soap was a bit of a crash course for the young actor. She told Cosmopolitan UK, "I thought we'd do a couple of takes here and there, but you only get one take, so it made me learn to memorize my lines quickly." Mila Kunis, known for her role as Jackie on That 70s Show, broke into television with her very first role on Days of Our Lives. After years of doing commercials, she was cast as a young Hope Williams in a 1994 flashback scene. And of course, Baywatch babe Pamela Anderson popped up on the show in 1992 as a character named Cindy. If you're a super fan of Days of Our Lives or even just up to date, you know that in 2022, the show had 3 same-sex couples in their storylines. Married couple Will and Sunny, the controversial pairing of Craig and villain Leo, and Allie and Chanel, 2 characters exploring their bisexuality. In a March episode of the Dishing with Digest podcast, Bowens talked about taking on this storyline, explaining, "I feel like it's necessary. I feel like inclusion is mandatory."
That's what you have me for, to help you explore.
This representation is nothing new for Days. In a 1974 episode, Sharon Duvall told Julie Williams she was bisexual. Probably the most memorable character came in 2011 when Freddie Smith was cast to play Sonny Kyriakis. He befriended Will Horton, who was confused about his sexuality at the time. Not only did Sonny help Will through the process, but the two fell in love, and viewers fell in love with Will and Sonny. It might have taken Stefano DiMera 17 years to get to Salem, but when he did, things were never the same. Played the majority of the time by Joseph Mascolo, Stefano is considered one of the most recognizable faces in daytime television and one of the greatest villains in soap history. And no matter how many times the good guys took him out, he always found a way back. Though there's some debate surrounding his death count, the general consensus is that it was at least a dozen times. Whether it was his limo going over a cliff, getting trapped in a fiery blaze, a car explosion, or being shot, the Phoenix always rose to fight again. Even the creators couldn't keep Stefano down. In a 2006 interview with the Television Academy Foundation, producer Ken Corday said, "Those times, the 80s and 90s where Stefano reigned terror and hell on Salem, are over. We've maximized." Yet, the very next year, the Phoenix showed up in Salem. In December 2016, Joseph Mascolo died, but in 2019, Stefano returned in the form of character Steve Johnson, played by Stephen Nichols. Stefano's personal mad scientist, Dr. Rolf, had implanted Steve with Stefano's essence, thus allowing the Phoenix to rise yet again. Most viewers of daytime soaps understand the revolving door of actors/characters that exist for various reasons, but some characters, like Maggie Horton, stand the test of time. Suzanne Rogers joined the cast of Days of Our Lives in 1973 as Maggie, a farm girl with a spinal cord injury. Like most Days characters, she's been through a lot, including alcoholism, attempted murder, and actual murder. In 1984, Rogers had to leave the show due to a diagnosis of myasthenia gravis, a rare disease that affects facial muscles. Upon returning a year later, she asked that her diagnosis be written into the show so her character could spread awareness of the disease. When her character's husband died in 2010, it was an opportunity for the show to create a winning combination in the pairing of Maggie with John Aniston's Victor Kiriakis, villain and rival to Stefano. When she celebrated her 40-year anniversary on the show in 2013, she told TV Source she'd enjoyed working with her new scene partner. She said, "I have got to tell you, the past 5 years and being with John Aniston and that whole storyline has been a hoot. He is lovely and funny, and we just click really well. It has been nice, and I have been having the most fun I have ever had right now." The famous and sometimes infamous dynamic duo of twins Sammy and Eric, played by Alison Sweeney and Greg Vaughan respectively, is just another reason Days of Our Lives has such lifelong fans. Though Eric can't seem to make up his mind about the priesthood, he has always been the good brother who makes the world a better place. Sammy, of course, has always looked out for number one. And no matter what dirty deeds she's done, her brother is always there for her. Greg Vaughan took on the role of Eric in 2012 after having just worked with Sweeney on a Hallmark movie called Second Chances. In the film, Sweeney and Vaughan play love interests. This gave some viewers pause as they weren't sure how to handle this fictional romantic pairing after seeing them play siblings on Days. One poster on the soaps.com message boards said, "I'm never going to watch this movie. I just can't get past that." When Drake Hogestyn joined the cast of Days of Our Lives in 1986, he didn't even have a name. Known only as the Pawn, his character was an amnesiac covered in bandages. He decided to go by the name John Black until it was later discovered that he was Marlena's presumed dead husband, Roman. For years, Hogestyn lived as Roman Brady, even going back to the police force until, you guessed it, the real Roman came back to Salem. While searching for his identity, the mystery man went back to being called John. His investigation had him uncovering more about his past, one being he was the love child of Stefano's father and a nun named Colleen Brady. Supposedly, he was given up and adopted by another Salem villain, Vivian Alamain, who was played by Louise Sorel. For a brief period, he went by Forrest Alamain, and by that time, viewers' heads were spinning. In a 1995 interview with Entertainment Weekly, Hogestyn said he was just as confused as the audience, elaborating, "I keep a scoreboard in my dressing room. It tells who I know, the alleys I've been down, the women I've been with."
And all this time I've been trying to find out who I am. I have done everything possible to find out.
Renouncing the Alamain name, John returned to Salem and ended up back with Marlena. Of course, his identity crisis still wasn't over, and he discovered he'd once been a man of the cloth. Whether you were a fan of Friends back in the day or still stream it today, you're probably familiar with Dr. Drake Ramore, aka the character Matt LeBlanc's Joey Tribbiani played on Days of Our Lives. During one of his Days scenes, Christiane Alfonso appeared as her character Hope, and when Dr. Ramore gets killed off, he falls down an elevator shaft, the same way Jack Devereaux died on Days. Half a dozen Days stars appeared as guests on Friends. Matthew Ashford, who plays Jack Devereaux, and Kyle Lowder, who plays Rex Black, appeared in the episode where Joey throws a cast party on the roof. When Joey was up for a Soapy Award, Alison Sweeney appeared as well. Jennifer Aniston, who played Rachel, has a famous father on the soap, John Aniston, who plays Victor Kiriakis. But did her dad ever appear on Friends? Not quite, though as Newsweek noted, there was a significant nod to him in the episode, the one with Monica and Chandler's wedding, Part 2. The sign of another wedding read, Anastasaki's Papasafaki's wedding. Anastasakis is John Aniston's original given name.
He's Greek Orthodox.
As are you.
In 1994, Marlena Evans became possessed by the devil. At the time, viewers were shocked, and when the demon re-emerged over 25 years later, fans on social media spoke up. The Days Instagram account shared a photo of Bill Hayes as Doug Williams wearing spooky contacts in September 2021, and the comments rolled in. One fan wrote, "Please tell me this devil BS is going to be over soon. You jumped the shark. Please end the suffering." Speaking of suffering, in 2003, numerous Days characters died horrible deaths at the hands of the Salem stalker, including one by poisoned donut. It was later revealed that everyone was alive and living on Meliswen Island, which is New Salem spelled backward. Fans weren't sure whether to applaud with relief or boo with outrage. These days, the series has taken identity theft even further. Thanks to advanced technology, Kristen DeMira, played by Eileen Davidson, can impersonate almost any character on the show. Not only does her voice sound the same, but no one seems to notice the height difference when she's wearing the mask. In 2022, fans had enough, with one saying on Twitter, "Kristen has a Kate mask. Just stop it."